pray you be with everybody here who are here to represent the family, we represent the communities we represent, Lord. So pray that just like with life, that we look to you for every decision we make and humble ourselves and do the things you like for us to do. Appreciate you bringing her safely, be with us as we separate tonight. Lord, please be with our country, be with our nation, Lord. Just again, let us just pray that we just look to you for every decision we make. We pray you be with the lost. Pray be with those sick and all those dealing with lost loved, Lord. And most of all, we thank you for your Son and salvation, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. All right, Miss Stacy, will you do us a roll call?
Chris Nixon. Lane Reese.
Here.
Terry Gibbons.
Here.
Billy Bass.
Here.
Greta Kirby.
Here.
Jason Stewart.
Here.
Jimmy Winfrey.
Here.
Stephanie Michaela. Scotty Barrett. Shannon Michie.
Here.
Erica Ebel. Here. Ron Shoemake.
Here.
Ron Cowan.
Here.
Linda Nixon.
Here.
Eddie Stout.
Here.
Casey Elrod.
Here.
Steve Babcock.
Here.
Bill Reese.
Here.
Tommy Bain.
Here.
Jody Nixon.
Here.
Dennis Hackett. Tim Beller.
Here.
Teresa Gross.
Here.
Frank Woodard.
Here.
20 present. All right, thank you. All right, item number 5 is the approval of the minutes of the April 11th, 2022 meeting. You have a set of those in your packet. This time I would take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion to approve, Mr. Elrod, second, Mr. Shoemake. All right, I have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections or questions on the minutes? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion's approved. Item number 6, announcements. Are there any announcements at this time? If not, we'll move on to number 7, amendments to the agenda. The only 2 things on there is on the presentation side, Ms. Eden Daniel couldn't be with us again tonight, and Resolution 05-2022-01 is not needed. There's already Resolution 06-2022-02 takes that resolution. That was a holdover from May that didn't get done. So other than those 2, is there any other amendments or corrections to the agenda?
Motion to approve with those 2 changes.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nixon, second by Mr. Bain. All right. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, those agenda is approved as set. All right, we'll move on to the county mayor report. Give you a quick update on what I know on the bridge. I know there's some confusion that it's not, they use the word indefinitely, but that doesn't mean it's going to be shut down. There was a contract let, and they are working on it. So what they're telling, last I heard was they think somewhere around a month, but with the TDOT, you can probably, I'd put 2 months on that just to be on the safe side for that. So that's where they're at on that. Baker property will go before Planning Commission either next week or week after next. I just got to remember when that is, and do the first Gornful to get it rezoned, to finish that zoning out and get it changed and get it closed. We did do our radio checks week before last, and found that there are some areas where if you're under a tree there is a problem, but if you've got your radio set right and the bases are set right, it works the way it's supposed to if you're not on scan. So that, but we also have TEMA coming in. I know Sonny is supposed to be recording that. TEMA is going to come in and look at our system and make sure it is what we need and it's working correctly. I thank Erica and Tim for taking the time out of their day to spend with us and riding around and doing those things. So we appreciate that. We will pass a budget 2 weeks from tonight. Or that is the plan, to pass a budget 2 weeks from now on the 27th. So If you don't have it on your calendars, we'll be back here in 2 weeks for the budget. Any questions for me? If not, you do have your financial reports, cash flows, and summary financial statements. Ms. Daisy is here if you got any questions on those. If not, we'll move on to committee reports. You have those in your packet to look over if you have any questions on those. If not, we'll move on to number 10, new business presentations. Since we are skipping number 1, we'll move on to number 2. Chief, come down here just a minute.
We've been trying to do this about 8 months.
We have. He's either,
I keep
we
trying, you keep
we
bringing it
finally
back.
found one that hadn't quit yet, so that's good. So we
Give
have,
him
yeah, we got him to stick, and then you weren't in Maine, or, you know.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, you know, him and Steve Webster both said that when they go on vacation, I get to be in charge, so.
Yeah, we let him be mayor one week.
But tonight, we're here to recognize and Mr. Carter for what the work he's done for forever in Smith County.
I was looking, some of these people wasn't even born when we started. you know.
That's probably right. That's probably right. So I know I've had the privilege of working with him for the last 3 years, 3.5 years, and I know a lot of you have, and he's done a great job in what he's done for our fire department, and for our fires as a county, and we just wanted to kind of recognize him tonight. So I'll read this proclamation I have for you tonight. Whereas in special recognition of distinguished and honorable service to Smith County and the Smith County Fire Department, I, Smith County Mayor Jeff Mason, the Smith County Board of Commissioners, and the citizens of Smith County wish to acknowledge Jackie Carver Sr. by appointing him Smith County Chief Emeritus. Whereas Jackie Carver Sr. is a Defeated Creek native and the son of the late Deward Carver and Judy Reese Carver. He is married to the former Jackie Stafford of the Sites Committee. They have a son, grandchildren, and a great-grandchild. Jackie is a 1965 graduate of Smith County High School and a 1966 graduate of the John A. Gupton College. He currently serves as chairman of the board of Sanderson Funeral Homes. Whereas Jackie has long been involved with the community, especially with emergency services, he is a former president and the last surviving charter member of the Smith County Rescue Squad. Jackie served as director of the Smith County Emergency Management Agency from 1990 until 2005, and currently serves as assistant director as well as being chairman of the Smith County 911 Board. Whereas he was the charter chief of the Smith County Fire Department upon its establishment in 1976 and oversaw the growth from a single truck to the implementation of an E911 in the county and the formation of rural fire planning resulting in fire districts across Smith County, which resulted in improvement in fire rating classification and a drastically decreased response time. These have saved the residents of our county untold dollars in lowered insurance premiums and less property damage when a fire does occur. Whereas Jackie Carver retired from active fire chief in April of 2021 after serving as chief for 45 years. Jackie served honorably under Judge T.E. Hackett, Judge Jack Kittrell, County Executive C.E. Hackett, County Executive Billy Bass, Mayor Michael Nesbitt, and Mayor Jeff Mason. Now therefore be resolved by the Smith County Board of Commissioners that it approves the appointment of Jackie Carver Sr. as Smith County Fire Chief Emeritus in Smith County. Be it further resolved that Smith County extends its deepest appreciation to Chief Carver for his dedication and service to Smith County Fire Department and to the people of Smith County. Be it further resolved that this recognition is spread upon the permanent minutes of the board and this proclamation is given to Chief Jackie Carver.
Thank you, Mayor. Speed on how this all started.
Well, one word.
My wife can't even clear that
Not that.
up. What part you got on it?
I don't know. I think we left the dates off just to make sure.
Who, I love that.
That's yours, sir. That's your fire chiefs got together and put that together before when you did that.
Thank you. Will all the district fire chiefs now and has-been stand up, if you will, this year?
Yeah, so that's good to be recognized.
Stop Todd Eads is here, Defeated Creek, he's on the second chief we have. David Evans is the second chief of District 4. Tim Manning's here, he's the first chief of District 6. Shannon Green is the third chief at Pleasant Shade, District 8. Well, let me tell you how this started. And I use an inflation calculator to run our businesses. You don't want to charge people too much, but you can't get behind and have to play catch up. And in 1975, Carthage, South Carthage, and Gordonsville came to Judge Jack Kittrell and said, Judge, we're going to start charging $250 every time we send the fire truck out in the county. So that's what implemented. Jack Kittrell was a retired Navy admiral or something, and he loved emergency services. And he came, Glenn Petrus was EMA director then, and Glenn laid it on my shoulders to establish a fire department. Our first truck was a 1976 Dodge Power Wagon. I think it cost $18,000. It was a mini pumper. The next one, we couldn't cover the county with that, was a 1982 Chevrolet, $28,000, maybe the E1. But to tell you, you as a court have to have a vision. You can't just think about what's going to happen next year. You got to look 5 or 10 years down the road. Daisy, what's our budget, fire budget now? Do you know roughly 270, 260? 286? Sending one truck to every fire in the county, using my inflation calculator, instead of the county paying $250 a fire, they'd be paying $1,376 every time a truck went outside of Carthage, South Carthage, go over to the fire. And that figures up to about $194,000 a year y'all would be paying for one truck in each town to make in the rural area. And you $294,000. You're not even paying that now for all of these trucks. When we established the rural fire protection, we got the ISO and Upper Cumming Development District to do out zone. We had a fire truck within 5 miles of 92% of the residents in Smith County. So that was a great accomplishment. Probably a little more than that these people did on the hills and the hollers. But the inflation rate for the last 47 years from 75 to 22 is 3.7% a year. This year alone, it's 8.6%. What I want to just depart with this, these firemen, I believe, since 2008, and I know you can't include it in the budget this year, but you need to be thinking about it, have been getting $30 a fire since 2008. With inflation rate, they ought to be getting $39.22 a fire. They wouldn't be getting any more money than they're getting in 2008. It cost you, when I was chief, every time you raise $5, it costs approximately $15,000. So for $30,000 in the budget next year, you could raise them to $40, and that would just be even with inflation. And y'all know what gas is now, these firemen running to the interstate, Buffalo Valley, the county line. It's quite expensive, and I know the ones that are on the fire department know that. So I just hope that you'll consider continuing to support these men. You've got the budget. I think we're 6 years into this turnout gear. We got a grant for that, about $360,000. We got a grant for 36 new air packs. They have to be replaced every 10 years. And you need to have a vision to plan for this, and I know you have with your capital projects outlay fund. But these men in this county give so much time, all hours of the night. Jimmy, did you say y'all was out 11 o'clock last night? Interstate? Yep. And you know, look what we have to do, ambulance, fire rescue, and hazardous material, because we've got 36 miles of interstate. You say, well, we just got 18, but they counted 18 each way. We got 36 miles of interstate. We got the busiest rest area in the state of Tennessee. But to qualify that's because both sides of the interstate goes to one. And we're the only county in the state that's got 2 rest areas. We got that one in New Middleton. It's not fully functional. And it really takes a lot of time, a lot of resources. And this New Middleton Fire Department, you've already made, what, 50?
About 55, I believe.
Calls this year.
That's including me.
Right. Well, you take 12 from that, so you made 43 calls, and the year's not half over. And Central, I think, last year made 74. But just continue to support your emergency services. You got primary services, that's ambulance, fire, rescue, to take care of that. 911, law enforcement. Your secondary services are like your highway department, things of that nature. Then your tertiary services are like the library, things of that nature that you support. So you've got your emergency services, law enforcement, EMS, that's top priority, and you need to fund it. We worked hard to get 9 new fire trucks in 2009. That truck now to replace, the county bought 9, it was $158,000 a piece, and we got them for $149 because we bought 9. And that truck now runs around $280,000. So you've got to plan to replace these trucks. The county was buying, this is how I got the county, and all the fire chiefs, we had a meeting, I said, if one fire chief speaks down on this, we'll never get these 9 trucks, didn't I, Tim? We've all got to band together, and everybody banded together. We got 116 volunteer firemen in the county. We banded together, and we was buying 20-year-old trucks, the county was, paying about $60,000 for them, and our maintenance budget was about $60,000 a year, so that's $120,000. And we got a low interest loan. I forget the house member, he was from Murfreesboro, and he got a low interest loan, and the payments, I think, Davey, $92,000 a year for those brand new trucks. We was paying that, and for about the first 9 years, we didn't spend a penny hardly on those trucks. We had to buy a few batteries. We voted to buy new tires. We got us a new tanker, and things have improved. But see, when you was buying a 20-year-old truck for $60,000, the other districts wasn't getting another truck for 29 years. That truck was 20 as junk, basically. I mean, time of 20, and you bought all these new trucks, and it's really helped fire protection in the county. I've enjoyed being fire chief. I've had a wonderful group of men to work with. My theory was, after we got it started, I've been a fireman since 1966, started in the city of Carthage, and when we started this, I went and worked with the chiefs. Jimmy Winfrey's been on the department he always blamed me for that ever since it started. Several of you in here have been since day one. Tim Maynard's he's the third chief. It's been at Forks River, and we just got to continue to work together, but remember to support your volunteer firemen, all your volunteers. Thank you. I let's have 16 penny nails down. I want to help Tim Beller out over here. He came to my office one day. I was going to tell him, Tim. He said, when are you going to get that light pole up at District 8? I said, that light pole's been up at District 8 for a month. He said, Jackie, I just come from there and it ain't up. I said, I know it is. I said, where did you go? He said, Forks River. I said, that's District 2. The fire districts and the commissioner districts are total. You got Central District operates the whole county. District 1 is Sykes. District 1 is Sykes. District 2 is Forks River. District 3 is Defeated Creek, 4 is Rock City. District 5, help me out. New Middleton District. Riddleton Springs is 5, 6 is Lancaster, 7 is New Middleton, and 8 is Pleasant Shade. Now I want to tell you a little secret how these things got numbered. The most powerful man on the court at that time was L.B. Thompson. Y'all, somebody remember him? He said, I'm getting that first fire truck's coming to Sykes. All right, there he goes. District 2, Lynn Petrus was on the EMA director, and his family all lived in Forks River. He said, that second one's going to Forks River. I said, well, I'm from Hog Town, and number 3 is going up there. So that's the way it works.
Not only is he the chief emeritus, he can be the historian as well, because if you want to know something, go to funeral home and ask him. He can tell you, or he can find it in a filing cabinet somewhere. Thank you.
I've got every fire report for every fire that's ever been made in Smith County since 1976.
That's something that you can't pay for. I mean, that kind of dedication and knowledge. All right, we'll move on to number 3 is your internal control assessments. Those are there for your reference in your packet. We don't have to have any action on those. Item 4 is your Smith County Health Department, your annual report for those guys, your CASA report, and your misdemeanor drug court report, probation report. Any questions on those? If not, we'll move on to item B, resolutions. As we said earlier, we struck number 1 out. Item 2 through item 8 are budget resolutions. They are end-of-year budget resolutions that are just truing up budgets for the end of the year. At this time, I would take, if you wanted to group them, I'd take a motion to group, and we can vote on them separately.
Motion approved. Second.
To group and approve?
I approve.
All right. I have a motion from Mr. Stewart to group and approve, and a second from Steve Babcock. All right, any questions or discussions? All right, if not, we'll do a roll call, Ms. Stacy.
Glenn Reese.
Yes.
Terry Givens.
Yes.
Billy Bass. Greta Kirby.
Yes.
Jason Stewart.
Yes.
Jimmy Winfrey.
Yes.
Scotty Barrett.
Yes.
Shannon Minchie.
Yes.
Erica Abel.
Yes.
Ron Schumake.
Yes.
Ron Cowan.
Yes.
Linda Nixon.
Yes.
Eddie Stout.
Yes.
Casey Elrod.
Yes.
Steve Babcock.
Yes.
Bill Reese.
Yes.
Tommy Vane.
Yes.
Joey Nixon.
Yes.
Tim Ballard.
Yes.
Teresa Gross.
Yes.
Frank Woodard.
Yes.
All right, those passed, thank you. All right, item C is a list of notaries. At this time, I will take a motion to approve those notaries.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion Steve Babcock, second from Mr. Elrod. Any question or discussion on that list of notaries? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? They are approved. All right, item number 11, any other business tonight? If not, we'll move to item number 12. Motion to, Frank Woodard, motion to adjourn. Second by Ron Schumake. I have a motion and a second by Mr. Ron Schumake. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You are adjourned.